the age-old problem, combining high speed and good road. The designers of these cars lacked sufficient knowledge about the laws of nature and how to master them. A car's cornering ability is quickly revealed on bad roads or in a critical situation. Every generation of Saab cars has been noted for fine road holding. The joy of driving and the feeling of security behind the wheel are among the things to which Saab owners and the motoring press have given their highest praise. The basic concept behind every Saab is tried and proven, as old as the make itself, but constantly developed and refined to meet growing demands for even greater performance. The basic design is front-wheel drive, with a weight distribution that ensures that the car behaves in the same consistent manner even when fully loaded. Rack and pinion steering for direct response and maximum feedback from the road. Lightweight and a rigid rear axle. A sturdy, uncomplicated design that ensures superior road grip. Front-wheel-driven Saab cars don't need a complex, heavy rear chassis to compensate for the road holding and handling problems that arise with rear-wheel drive. All Saab cars have 15-inch wheels, allowing for large disc brakes and the latest in tire technology. Sound aerodynamics have always been one of Saab's strong points, as have our flexible luggage compartments. And Saab has constantly challenged the competition with pioneering innovations that are standard equipment. Typical examples are Saab's early use of diagonally divided brake circuits in 1963. Headlight wiper washers in 1971. Self-repairing bumpers and the electrically heated seats in 1972. In 1979, we introduced an air filter for the passenger compartment, then permanently lubricated shaftless wheel bearings. And swiftly becoming an automotive classic is Saab's unique application of turbocharging, now in its third generation with our 16-valve engine. Electronically controlled boost pressure with Saab's APC system enables the turbo to run safely even on low-octane fuel. These are a few highlights from the long list of innovations resulting from Saab's unconventional approach to automotive engineering. For many years, our engineers have been conducting advanced studies about the way a car behaves on the road and about the driver's instinctual behavior behind the wheel, a complex interplay between the car and the driver's senses, nervous system, and reflexes. We have used this knowledge to develop a new dimension in automotive engineering. Our unique way of combining high performance, exceptionally good handling, passenger comfort, and functional design is the key to our success story. Around the world, more and more car buyers have discovered how the Saab Scania Group's broad-based capabilities in transportation technology are expressed in Saab cars. Now, against this background, we are proud to present a completely new Saab, the most defiant Saab yet. This 4-cylinder, 2-liter engine has double overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, and dome-shaped combustion chambers that combine to provide outstanding efficiency. This engine can match, even surpass, the overall performance of much larger, heavier engines. Yet its fuel consumption is remarkably low. The engine also has self-adjusting, maintenance-free hydraulic valve lifters that eliminate the need for valve adjustment. Our electronic APC system controls the boost pressure delivered by the turbo, allowing the use of any octane fuel between 92 and 98, a contributing factor to good fuel economy. And the 9000's fuel injection system is the latest Bosch L8 system featuring a programmed microcomputer. Simple, reliable, and efficient. In addition, the 9000's turbo engine is fitted with an intercooler that ensures an ideal combustion temperature and enables the output to be increased to provide maximum performance under any driving conditions. However, Saab's engineers weren't only out to get prestige performance. Their goal was to build a car in which high performance can safely be used under all driving conditions. Thanks to well-matched road-holding characteristics. The 9000's entire chassis is tuned to achieve a predictable interplay between the road and the car on the one hand, and the driver and the car on the other. Thus, the 9000 behaves consistently throughout its speed range, even when fully loaded, on straight roads, during cornering, or when accelerating, leveling off, or braking. The Saab 9000 Turbo 16 also has the direct and responsive steering of a sports car and the sure-footedness to cope with any emergency. The fundamental requirement for consistent and predictable interplay between the car and the road is Saab's basic concept of front-wheel drive, rack and pinion steering, and a light, rigid rear axle. The chassis geometry is designed so that all undesirable steering effects arising from spring travel, roll, or uneven road surfaces are reduced to a minimum. The driver of a Saab 9000 will never be surprised by the rear wheels breaking away. So if a critical situation arises, the driver will always know exactly where the limit is. Importantly, the 9000 has virtually neutral steering, so all four tires have maximum grip at all times. That means the 9000 can be driven faster and more safely around bends than most other cars. The front suspension is the McPherson type, with extra large diameter struts, as well as new mountings patented by Saab. The light, rigid rear axle ensures a high degree of tracking stability. Another unique feature is the 9000's low-level panhard rod, which lowers the roll axis, thus minimizing undesirable lateral body sway. Anti-roll bars, front and rear, improve road holding still further, especially on winding roads, and make the ride more comfortable for passengers. But the way a car behaves on the road also depends on the interplay between the car and the driver. Our advanced research in this area is based on our extensive experience with a special chassis test rig and automatic steering device, which allow us to precisely tune all chassis components. Yet, despite all this advanced research and technology, the most important appraisals of a car's driving characteristics are made by drivers. And in this important area of experience, the Saab 9000 is backed by years of real-life driving over an accumulated distance of more than 10 million kilometers on 4 continents. Nothing is more essential to the performance and safety of driving than a car's ergonomics, the interplay of man and machine. For example, at twice the speed of sound, it is essential that a pilot's physical senses, reflexes, and reactions be in perfect harmony with the aircraft. Unlike most car manufacturers, Saab Scania is unique in that we understand ergonomics. We know that changes in direction and acceleration can be felt in hundredths of a second through steering wheel torque, visually, and through the body's sensory areas, especially the back. Incredibly small and rapid signals from these changes instinctively create the necessary reactions by the driver or pilot. And if the data the driver receives is inaccurate, he or she may make the wrong move. The Saab 9000 Turbo 16, like our aircraft, has been designed to communicate with the driver, providing clear, unambiguous, logical, and consistent information via the steering system, the suspension system, and the driver's seat. Not only does the 9000's chassis design minimize the risk of driver errors, it is also forgiving. It tries to correct errors rather than magnify them, thus optimizing driving safety. The instruments are positioned so that the driver can easily see them, and the controls are logically placed so the driver can simply find them by touch if he or she is concentrating on the outside environment. The instrument panel is not an experiment in digital fads. The round and clearly legible instruments are based on exhaustive studies about the way aircraft pilots and car drivers function in daylight and darkness. The driver's seat has been given a special shape based on anatomical studies to communicate information from the chassis to the driver correctly. A wide range of adjustments of seat rake, height, and length enable it to be adjusted to suit each individual driver. The steering wheel is also adjustable lengthwise. In addition, both front seats feature automatic electric heating, protective support for the upper spine, adjustable head restraints, and built-in seatbelt mountings. Driving comfort is also influenced by a low noise level, and for a quiet ride, the 9000's hydraulic engine mounts effectively dampen noise from the drivetrain. And the climate system has the capacity to handle the cold of an Arctic winter or the blazing heat of the desert. Comparative tests prove it to be second to none. Air conditioning is optional on the 9000, as is our ACC, a fully automatic climate control system based on a microcomputer. This comprehensive climate system is fitted with Saab's exclusive passenger compartment air filtering device. Like all our cars, the 9000 Turbo 16 has been designed and built with the highest quality in all respects. From the initial design stages through to final assembly, we have striven to achieve the highest standards in the auto industry. For example, corrosion resistance was given high priority, and every body and chassis component has been subjected to exhaustive durability tests. Our extensive experience in northern climates has taught us a lot about corrosion protection. As a result, all main subsections are attached to the chassis by galvanized bolts and spacers instead of being welded, a process patented by Saab. The total rust protection treatment is highly comprehensive. Likewise, our production methods contribute to our high standards. By pre-assembling subunits on separate lines, it is possible for us to check them outside the car before final assembly, and thus achieve even greater quality. The powertrain and front wheel suspension are pre-assembled on a hinged subframe made of hot-dipped galvanized steel. The instrument panel is completely assembled and function tested before being installed in the car, as is the climate system. We are also implementing exclusive new measuring methods and a completely new plant where advanced welding methods are employed to ensure perfect body fit. The Saab 9000 Turbo 16 is one of the most efficient and technically advanced cars in its class. Tried and proven systems and engineering solutions have been further refined and developed to produce the most defiant Saab yet. A fast car. With exceptional road holding, driver interface, and passenger comfort. The 9000 is the roomiest and most comfortable car in its segment. And best of all, it's a genuine Saab.